So it's like, just beat the shit out of the kid. What are your thoughts on corporal punishment? Corporal punishment is when you hit your kid, pretty much. Just a broad term like that defines the physical punishment of your child. I'm pretty sure, like 80% sure that's what that is. I think corporal punishment is bad. Like, just objectively at this point, you know, as far as we come, and since I think we've all just kind of realized that corporal punishment is bad. But I've met a lot of people from my generation that are like, yeah, I would hit my kid for sure. Or maybe not even my generation, but slightly older, slightly younger. You know, a lot of people in the bracket of people that would know or should know that corporal punishment is just bad still believe in it. I don't really know. I was gonna say I don't really know why. I think I do know why. I think it's just because they don't care enough to look it up yet. I only cared because, you know, I was like, damn, I wonder if me getting hit all the time was chill or not. So I kind of looked it up, and around the time that I was getting hit all the time, right, the studies were coming out that corporal punishment was just negative. What are the negative outcomes, you may ask? Everything. It doesn't teach you as a child that to associate pain with this, you know, naughty behavior. It just kind of associates the idea that I would get hurt if I do something that my parent doesn't like. Because your parents aren't always right. You know, they could be wrong. What if they hate you because, fuck, man, I don't know, something stupid. There were studies that showed, it was a long-term study, I think it was a case study, or maybe it was like a sample group of like 100 people, something like that. It showed that they were like 80% more likely to be involved in abusive relationships on the receiving or on the giving end. A lot of kids who undergo corporal punishment end up with anger issues or lack of emotional control. Like, there's just this plethora of, you know, issues as a result of corporal punishment. Would I ever hit my kid? I have no idea. I really want to say no. I want to say no, I would never do that ever in my life. But I don't know if that's necessarily true, you know. I might get to a point with my kid where I'm like, damn, this dude, like, you know, I've tried everything. What the fuck do I do? And I just gotta spank him or something. Hopefully by then I kind of, you know, I think about having a kid a lot. Or not having a kid, because I don't think that's right. I guess I'll make that video today, philosophy on procreation. But I, you know, when I have a child, I think about how I would handle a lot of situations and scenarios. So I really want to be a parent, like, super bad. I think about how I would handle all these different scenarios, right? And there are a couple, you know, as unlikely as they may seem, I think they're possible. And I'm like, damn, what would I do? Like, what would I really actually do in this situation that would be productive and teach my kid to be better? And it's so hard because you can't plan for everything. There's so much shit that could or couldn't happen that, you know, you just don't know until it's time to deal with it. You literally can't cross the bridge until you get there. And, you know, there really might be a day where I'm like, damn, the only way to do this is I gotta hit my kid. I don't even know if I could do it. Might have to have my, you know, girlfriend or wife or whatever do it for me. If she can't do it, then I guess, you know, we'll figure something else out. Hopefully that's the case. I don't know if I could marry or have a kid with someone that really wants to hit their kids. It's like, yep. I'm like, hey, what would you do if our kid was like acting up at school? I'd hit him. I'd beat the shit out of him. Whoa, okay. Perhaps we're not meant for each other. I think if you ever want to hit your kid, it should be like a last resort. But I've met plenty of people that are like, yeah, I'm hitting my kid all day, every day. For stupid shit. I'm like, damn, like, really? Come on, bro. And like I said, like, not everybody cares enough to educate themselves. Not everybody believes in the studies, because it's, you know, it's psychology. A lot of people still believe it's a pseudoscience and so speculative, up for debate, that kind of stuff. So, you know, in the war against corporal punishment, there really may be no end. You know, you can't, unless you tell every kid when they're born, hey, if your parent ever hits you, just tell the police right away. You know, that wouldn't happen. The parents wouldn't like that. They would be outraged, right? So, you know, I think it's going to be an issue forever. Maybe there are more studies that are going to come out that are like, oh, actually these old studies about corporal punishment were wrong. You know, they weren't conducted properly. It made the practice look bad. And then I have to reevaluate and be like, well, fuck, maybe I should start hitting my kid now. But, you know, for now, the data shows that corporal punishment is just a net negative for your child. And I think, I hope it stays that way. I think it also gives a lot of opportunities for abusive parents, step parents especially. You know, what if you're a single mom or dad and you start dating this person when your kid's 8 now, it's been 6 years, and your SO has been there long enough that you think, okay, they can co-parent. You're out of the house one day, you're at work, and your SO is home. Your kid acts up, and your SO is like just beating the shit out of your kid, and they're telling your kid like, hey, I'm beating you up right now because you're being naughty. And then they don't tell you when you come home because they think they deserve it. It seems like just a slippery slope to me, you know. Too many opportunities for like abuse, accidental or on purpose. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just tweaked out of my mind. I'm also yapping, but this is something I'm kind of passionate about. Corporal punishment as an idea, talking about it. You can look up the studies yourself. Maybe they're outdated by now, but the last time I talked about it to myself, I was still up to date. So yeah, what do you think? Am I tweaked or not?